The glass-walled ballroom froze in a single breath the moment the feared billionaire fiancée lifted her hand, the diamonds on her fingers catching the light like blades, her shadow falling over a trembling young assistant who had spilled a tray at the worst possible second. Power had trained the room to flinch, wealth had taught it silence, and fear had taught it obedience. No one moved. No one dared. Until, from the far end of the marble floor, a man in a faded janitor's uniform stepped forward with a mop still dripping at his side, a single father carrying more courage than the room could afford to ignore. If you believe stories can still remind us of kindness, second chances, and quiet bravery, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope today, leave a comment with your thoughts, and subscribe to Bright Hearts for more stories that heal what the world forgets. The man was called Rais Malik, though most people never learned his name. To the corporate tower that rose like a polished monument over the city, he was only the janitor who worked nights and early mornings, cleaning what success left behind. He arrived before dawn and stayed after dusk because rent did not care about exhaustion, school fees did not care about pride, and his 8-year-old daughter's smile did not care about titles. Every step he took through that building carried the weight of a life rearranged by loss. His wife had died 3 years earlier, a sudden illness that took her in weeks and left him holding hospital bills, a child's small hand, and a future that no longer fit the plans he once had. He sold his car, gave up his engineering job after missing too many shifts to sit beside a hospital bed, and took the janitorial position because it paid steadily and asked no questions. From the first day, Rais learned the invisible rules of wealth. Eyes slid past him. Conversations stopped when he passed. Shoes clicked faster, as if poverty were contagious. He cleaned offices the room inhaled. Security tensed. Cameras tilted. The janitor had broken the rules. Serafina's eyes narrowed, not with surprise but with offense, as if an object had spoken. She stared at Rais, taking in the uniform, the worn shoes, the mop. In her world, this was not defiance, it was malfunction. The assistant behind him began to cry silently, tears falling onto the marble that Rais had polished hours earlier. Rais felt the old fear creep up his spine, the fear that told him he could lose this job, that his daughter's school would call again, that dinner would be smaller tonight. He remembered the nights counting coins at the kitchen table, the mornings braiding his daughter's hair because she said it made her brave. He remembered the promise. He did not move. What followed was not a scene of shouting or spectacle. It was quieter, heavier. Serafina lowered her hand slowly, not out of mercy but calculation. She asked who he thought he was to interfere. Rais answered with the truth, unpolished and unafraid. He said he was a father, and he knew what it was like to make a mistake when the world was already watching for one. He said no dress was worth breaking a person. The words hung in the air, simple enough to be dismissed, strong enough to be remembered. There were consequences. Security escorted Rais away from the ballroom, not roughly, but firmly, as if embarrassed by the interruption. The assistant was sent home. The party resumed with a stiffness that no champagne could dissolve. By the end of the night, Rais was called into an office and told his contract would not be renewed. No reasons were given. There never were. He walked home under a sky washed clean by rain, his uniform damp, his hands empty.